Good day. Paul Sterling here, relationship, intimacy, and communication coach. And I wanted to give you some feedback from some of my clients that have worked with my communication method. But before I do, kind of set the pace here with a quote from a mentor of mine, mentor of many people's, Tony Robbins. And what Tony said was the quality of your relationship is based on the quality of your communication. And another person that's helped me a ton in the area of communication, Sean Foley. He also happened to be my brother, but he is brilliant. And he said, how we communicate when we are vulnerable, hurt, afraid, or angry will set the stage for the kind of relationship we create. And here's what I kind of have to add to that. Change the way you communicate, and you can change your relationship with anyone, including yourself. So let's take a look at some relationships where people have implemented a change in the way they communicated. And this was a couple that came to me. They'd been married about 25 years, and it was at the end of their ropes, or whatever you want to say. She starts with saying, I started out feeling hopeless and alienated in my marriage, and I came away feeling empowered, hopeful, willing to surrender to unconditionally loving my partner. The future is wide open, and we get to choose from awareness, not pain. And Linda's become a friend and a great soul. And this testimony was from several years ago, and she's still in that relationship, still going strong, still learning a lot. Here's another person. She walked in with my relationship in shambles and a partner unwilling to continue trying to make it work. And by the way, Linda, the first person, her partner wasn't interested in making it work either. And there had been all sorts of betrayals and lies and affairs and trouble. So it's been a challenge, and they've made it through it. And they decided to make the change, both these people. And in 3 hours, I realized that I could still do the work, and with your help have discovered that my real goals are to get happy with myself, and only then can I have a healthy, happy, meaningful relationship. Another person or relationship that this time that both of them came, but they at that point were reluctant roommates. And the relationship was so broken, it was only a matter of time before it ended. And they were living upstairs and downstairs in the same house, and she was periodically locking her door to feel safe in her own room. And going through this process, he's saying here, we're only halfway through the course, and I already see unlimited possibilities. It goes, I just picked 9. There's plenty more. After many attempts at couples work with other individuals, working with Paul has finally helped my partner and I break through to a new place of understanding and appreciation for one another. And I would love at some time to do a whole case study with Jesse in July from Vermont. Jesse was reluctant. It took 2 or 3 months of his beloved working with him saying yes and no and yes and no. And finally he said yes. And the transformation is amazing, and how happy they are with each other. It was well worth it. Having tried marriage counseling unsuccessfully earlier in our relationship, we were a bit skeptical about trying a coach. And I am a relationship coach. I trained with a lot of different people, including Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki and Byron Katie and Marshall Thurber, Marshall Rosenberg, the creator of Nonviolent Communication. Anyway, I ended up becoming a relationship coach. It wasn't a straight line because I went through 1 divorce and more broken engagements than I care to mention. So it would either become a master or a monk. Anyway, I digressed a tiny bit. I came to Paul as a last-ditch effort to save my relationship. I had tried everything I could think of to get my relationship unstuck over many years, and nothing worked. Having tried marriage counseling unsuccessfully earlier in the relationship, we were both a bit skeptical about trying a coach. All I can say is that I'm glad we took the chance with Paul. It's making a huge difference for us. We're happier and more open with one another and enjoy a new space that has opened up for us. Our thanks go to Paul as well as our recommendation. He's exceptionally good at what he does, and that's from San Diego. And this is what I love about what I do. This next one is so simple yet effective because it's easy to learn and remember, and it has to be to work under pressure. That's when you know whether or not something's going to work, is whether it works under pressure, because when you're at your worst, when you're upset and your reptile brain is going, or your partner's reptile brain, you need something that's simple and powerful then. So the tools you've given us, as well as the guidance and to effectively use them, are invaluable. Your method is truly magic, as you have brilliantly woven together many different techniques and methods to create something that is so simple yet so effective, because it's easy to learn and remember. I feel more confident and comfortable in myself and within my relationships. I have more patience than I have ever had. I highly recommend your workshop and think everyone should seize the opportunity to learn your magic relationship techniques. Thank you from all my heart, Jennifer from Shelburne, Vermont. And it had to be easy. I am not a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. I am an ex-commercial fisherman, and I needed something that would work under pressure with me. I've taught this from anywhere from prison inmates to at-risk youth to college professors and counselors and therapists, and it works across the border here, everywhere. And there were so now I can't even talk. And they were so immediately useful that the general tone of our relationship changed dramatically after only one session. We found your language and examples amazing and amazingly easy to grasp, and they were so immediately useful that the general tone of our relationship changed dramatically after only one session. We can't thank you enough. And what I've done is taken the essence of what I've trained all of these people in different workshops and coaching, and I do individual coaching, I do workshops, I wrote a best-selling book, and I put it into this program that I'm going to be telling you about, that will open your heart, your mind, your eyes around compassionate communication. Our only regret is that we didn't find it 25 years ago. Paul gave us some simple tools to use the very first session, and we noticed the difference right away. Each week we learned more tools, and Paul helped us to strengthen the ones he taught us in the beginning. Our relationship has never been better. Our only regret is we did not find him 25 years ago. With gratitude, Rick and Sandy from Phoenix. And I work with people all around the country, and a lot of them I've never met except for over the internet, through Zoom or Skype sessions or over the phone. I was desperate for better communication with my beloved. We felt like cats and dogs, and this is a couple I know really well. They lived together, they worked together, they were engaged for years, but something kept getting in the way of them finally saying yes and getting married. I was desperate for better communication with my beloved. We felt like cats and dogs. That was already there. Trying to get along and understand one another. This course gave us the tools, language, and infrastructure we both successfully use. We now feel a breath of new possibility for our future and feel a new level of intimacy and love that is deeply fulfilling and exciting. And the wonderful thing is, this is that couple. And this is in Arizona at their wedding ceremony. They flew from San Diego up to Arizona, and it was an amazing event. I was lucky enough to be the MC there, and this is what Melody of the Bride has to say here.
so scared and felt like we didn't know how to navigate and didn't have the tools, and you gave us so much love and support. You believed in us, you gave us incredible tools, and I truly believe that we are happily married today because of it.
That touches me. That's why I do what I do. I want to leave a legacy of love. Okay, that's it for the feedback right now. Check out the rest of this page and see if this calls to you.